Athena visits Telemachus. In the celestial realms where the ordinary pains and passages of time hold no dominion, an uncanny malaise had fallen over Mount Olympus. Its once serene halls, hitherto untroubled by the fears and fates that plague lesser beings, were now the stage for a disquiet most profound. Among the shimmering thrones and ambrosial airs, a shadow, intangible yet deeply felt, crept like an unwanted thought. Zeus, the sky-bearer and thunder-wielder, found himself brooding upon his throne of star-forged gold, the murmurs of the universe swirling like tempest clouds before his vision. His countenance, once as unassailable as the heavens, betrayed an unease that stirred the ether. "It gnaws at the very pillars of our existence," Zeus rumbled, his voice a low peal of thunder that set the ether trembling. "This darkness, ancient and nameless, has it sprung from the deep vaults of chaos itself?" Around him, the pantheon of divinities bristled with divine concern. They, who had stood unflinching against the titanic uprisings and beheld realms beyond mortal comprehension, now sensed an encroaching dread spawned before the dawn of gods and men. It was Athena, resplendent in her wisdom, who stepped forth from among her celestial kin, her armor gleaming with the light of distant, dying stars. In her gaze was the cold fire of the astral void, and she addressed the conclave with a voice clear and measured, yet not devoid of an undertone of profound concern. "My father, it is as you fear," she began, the cosmos itself seeming to still at her words. "This shadow, this residue of primeval darkness, it seeks to unmake that which has been ordained since time immemorial. It reaches forth from a chasm beyond our ken, poisoning Poseidon's heart and ensnaring Odysseus in a narrative of cosmic sorrow." A murmur passed through the assembled deities. It was Hermes, swift and elusive, who dared to articulate the question that flickered in every divine heart. How does a mere mortal find himself entwined in our celestial machinations? What role does Odysseus play in this looming cataclysm? Athena's eyes, reflecting the storm of stars, turned to Hermes. "The man of twists and turns," she spoke as if the words tasted of some ancient prophecy, "is unknowingly at the crux of a design most labyrinthine. His Odyssey is not one of homecoming, but a gambit in the eternal game against the abyss. We must lend our clandestine aid, or all the cosmos may shudder and yield to the antediluvian darkness." Her words, carrying the weight of prophetic doom, hung heavy in the atmosphere of divine Olympus. The gods, custodians of order amidst cosmic chaos, found themselves gazing into an abyssal future, stirred to action by the portentous discourse of Athena. In their immortal breasts, the seeds of unease germinated, twining with the roots of fate and the unknown, as they braced to navigate the uncharted passages of cosmic warfare. In the empyrean heights of Olympus, where time dances to the tune of eternity, Athena, the war maiden and sage, contemplated the malevolent enigma unfurling before them. The celestial halls, resonating with a silent cacophony known only to divine ears, seemed to quiver in anticipation of a resolution. It was within this divine conclave, beneath the gaze of constellations old and distant, that Athena resolved upon her earthly sojourn. Her divine essence, usually radiant with the stellar clarity of cosmic order, now flickered with shadows of concern as she prepared for her descent. This was not a journey born of whimsical deific intervention, nor an odyssey of the gods' making. It was a necessary venture, impelled by the eldritch darkness that dared to stretch its formless tendrils towards the affairs of gods and men alike. With a visage stern and resolute, Athena addressed the Olympian assembly, her voice a melodic cadence echoing amidst the starlit dome. "Hear me, brethren of eternity, custodians of this cosmic bastion," she began, commanding the attention of the divine. "I shall tread the path of mortality, cloaked in terrestrial guise, to counter the creeping chaos that has dared defy the sanctity of our design." Zeus, the sky sovereign, regarded her with stormy eyes, the thunderous tempest of his thoughts veiled behind Olympian stoicism. "Go, my child, but be wary," he intoned, the skies quivering under the weight of his words. "The darkness that unfolds is ancient, a residue of cosmic blasphemies long forgotten. It seeks to unweave the tapestry we so meticulously crafted. Odysseus, the marionette in this shadow play, knows not the forces that manipulate his strings." In silent acknowledgement, Athena's form dissipated into a cascade of shimmering motes, descending from the heavens like a star dislodged from its celestial home. She plunged through realms unspeakable and ethereal, a divine comet bound for the world of mortals. Upon her arrival, the night seemed to whisper secrets in a language lost to man. Athena, now adorned in the fleshly garment of the traveller known to the earthly spheres as Mentes, beheld Ithaca, an isle slumbering unaware of the cosmic dramas unfolding around it. Her eyes, however, burned bright with heavenly fire, barely contained within her mortal shell. The goddess walked the paths of man, her senses assaulted by the cacophony of mortality. The sea's timeless murmurs, the breezes sighing through olive groves, and above all, the poignant stench of despair that hung over Odysseus's domain. It was here, amongst the discord of human woe, that Athena, divine yet disguised, sought Telemachus, the son, the unwitting heir to his father's cosmic entanglement. In the somber shadows of Ithaca, where the waning moon cast an ill-omened glow upon rugged landscapes, the young Telemachus languished, besieged by otherworldly despair. His home, once a bastion of heroism and joy, now lay ensnared by the miasma of the unhuman, those courtiers with abyssal eyes, who under guise of mortal men sought to devour all semblances of hope and usurp his father's throne. Amidst this carnival of nocturnal treachery, there emerged an enigmatic figure, a traveller known to the inhabitants as Mentes, but who in cosmic truth was Athena, the celestial strategist. Under starlight, her mortal facade barely concealed the divine aura, a stellar luminescence at odds with the encroaching darkness. Telemachus, despair clinging to him like a shroud, received her in his ancestral hall, oblivious to the sanctity of his visitor. The eerie echoes of the suitor's hollow laughter mocked the legacy of Odysseus, creating a symphony of chaos that seemed to please some unseen connoisseur of cosmic horror. "Mentes," Telemachus greeted, his voice a mere whisper of fortitude amidst the tempest of his dread. "You find our home in troubled times, a plaything to unbidden guests who feast and revel, whilst the son of Odysseus withers in wait." Athena, cloaked in her terrestrial guise, regarded him with eyes that twinkled like distant stars, veiled by the mist of human sorrow. "Telemachus," she intoned, her voice bearing the weight of unspoken cosmic secrets, "the son of he who battles in the shadow of the unknown must himself awaken. Your odyssey begins not upon the wine-dark sea, but within the abyssal plains of your soul." The air grew dense as she spoke, the walls of the mead hall seeming to constrict, aware of the blasphemies whispered against the silence of the night. The other guests, those grotesque caricatures of man, paid them no heed, for their senses were dulled by debaucheries unspeakable. "What would you have me do?" asked Telemachus, a flicker of his father's defiance piercing the veil of his despair. "I am but one man against a legion." Athena leaned closer, the cosmos swirling in her gaze. "Seek ye the wisdom shrouded by the gods, venture beyond the sanctuary of known shores, find Nestor, the sage engulfed in the sands of Pylos, then journey forth to Sparta's court, where Menelaus, he who contends with winds, dwells. From them unearth what shadow befell your noble sire." As her words unfurled, the hall seemed to shiver, as though reality protested the knowledge she imparted. Telemachus, his resolve hardening like the celestial iron forged in the heart of dying stars, nodded. "It shall be as you say, Mentes. I shall embark at dawn's first light." With a nod that stirred the ether, Athena, still in Mentes's form, retreated, her figure dissolving into the silvered shadows. Telemachus, now the bearer of a burden most cosmic, was alone amidst the depravity, a solitary beacon of hope against the yawning void that threatened to consume both gods and men. The stars, those silent witnesses to the follies of mortals and immortals alike, watched as unseen pieces moved upon the cosmic board, each step echoing in the infinite corridors of the universe. As the realm of night reclaimed the house of Odysseus, swallowing the echoes of revelry and the whispers of cosmic discourse, Telemachus sought refuge in the embrace of Hypnos. The corridors, now silent, throbbed with the residue of eldritch knowledge, the stones themselves quivering at the celestial burden entrusted to the mortal lineage of Ithaca's king. In the Stygian blackness of his chamber, Telemachus succumbed to the tendrils of sleep, the mortal's sole reprieve in a universe of relentless entropy. No longer upheld by the vigor of Athena's star-wrought presence, the young man's thoughts spiraled unbidden into the vortex of his subconscious, forging a dreamscape where dread and revelation danced in equal measure. Within this nebulous realm, the cryptic council of Mentes, Athena's earthly masquerade, melded with the shadows of his lineage, conjuring visions neither wholly prophecy nor memory. The walls of his psyche, thinned by divine intrusion, ushered forth the phantasms of his father, not as the hero of lore, but a wanderer ensnared in cyclopean ruins, a plaything to entities that defied the sanctity of form and thought. Yet amidst these vistas of horror, there pulsed a rhythm of underlying purpose, a silent drum heralding the approach of a tempest both literal and metaphoric. It spoke of a sea churned by the whims of gods and monstrosities, of skies where thunder echoed the clash of Olympian steel and monstrous roars, and of lands uncharted where human reasoning fractured before truths too ancient and terrible to withstand. It was within this maelstrom of cosmic unrest that Telemachus saw himself, a lone figure steadfast, clutching the mast of destiny, the blood of Odysseus roaring in his veins as an unseen helmsman guided his path through star-cursed waters. As these torrents of fragmented future cascaded through his dreaming mind, the abode of Odysseus lay vulnerable under moon's gaze, a silent witness to the unhuman courtier's grotesque slumber. These interlopers, ignorant of their roles as pawns to the void-invoked game, rested, their snores forming a discordant prelude to the chaos that the morrow's light would unveil. Within the oppressive stillness, the house seemed to breathe, a collective inhale beneath the weight of impending ordeal. For with the dawn, Telemachus, newly anointed in the nightmarish baptism of this phantasmagoric night, would confront the infestation of his paternal halls. This inevitable clash, born from the whispers of a disguised deity, would mark but the first echoing note of a symphony of strife and revelation. We hope you enjoyed this story. It would greatly help to support our creators if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out the playlist in the description. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you next time.